Good morning, ladies. There are a lot of new ladies in the group, so let me just introduce myself. My name is Tiffany Montgomery, and I am the writer at hopejoyandchrist.com. I love this space, and what my heart is to let it be a community that just supports and encourages fellow bloggers in the journey. And as we collaborate and do projects together and help each other grow, as you all ask me questions about things, if they're things I know, I just like to pop in and kind of show you my process. And so, I'm getting ready to launch a series in July, 31 ways to restore joy in a Christian marriage. And one of the things I asked is if it fits your audience and you're comfortable with it, to write a piece that will be live on my site, but also to post a teaser on your site. And so several of you have said, I'm not comfortable with that, or I'm not really sure what that looks like. And so I want to show you my process of that. And I enjoy putting teasers on my posts because my audience then is introduced to a new platform, a new person, a new voice. And so that's kind of part of it. The other part of it is that when you backlink to other sites and they are then backlinking to you, Google sees that and then it ranks you higher in the Google search, okay? And so we want that, right? We want all of those bigger names to see our platform. And then when people go on searching for whatever it is that we write about in our niche and they ask that question and we have that post that goes with it, right? They're going to get further, we're going to go further up in the ranking of the search engine. So a teaser post with a backlink is great. Sometimes instead of doing a snippet of an article, I will do kind of a roundup and add that article in just so that somewhere along the way on your site is a backlink to the piece that you wrote somewhere else. That way Google connects things and it's like, hey, this lady is just rocking it. There's, there's good reason to move them up along the path. Okay, so backlinking is good one way or the other. I enjoy writing for other sites and just sharing that, just because it's a lot of fun to bless other women, to give them kind of a, I don't know where I'm going with that. Sorry, my kids came in. I totally lost my train of thought. Okay, let me just show you. So I am guest posting today at Angel Pen Spot, and she already has hers up, and I had a crazy week last week, so I have not finished my teaser post. So I'm just going to share my screen and walk you through the process that I go through when I'm guest posting. So you see all my screen. Okay, and maybe I won't open it all. Yeah, I will. All right, so the post went live here. This is it. And the first thing I'll say is when I'm a guest at someone else's site, I promote that piece. And so it's a blessing to them. It goes into my social media calendar and rotation, which means I add the long pin to my tailwind rotation. I add it into the tribes I'm a part of, so it gets shared. It goes into any sharing threads that I do that week. It might not, because Angel is in a lot of the same sharing threads, so I don't want to pop it in there twice, so I'll kind of just keep an eye out there. I will tweet it and share it on Google and stumble upon, and then I will go back through every 6 weeks or so and reshare it so that it's not spam. But so there's all of that. It also gets shared into my Facebook group and will go out in my newsletters. So when I'm a guest on someone else's site, I just try to bless them and help their audience grow as well, and it helps my audience grow because their audience is being introduced to me through my writing. I give them the best that I can about whatever the subject is. So I've already gone through and shared all of this, and now I need to go and get it ready in a teaser. So I suggested this headline and she used it, but when I do my teaser, I'm not going to use the same headline. I don't want Google to get confused or to think, you know, this is the same exact content. And so what I do is run the title through a couple of things. All right, so thinking about what are my my keywords. All right, in this instance, it's going to be Jezebel and not being like Jezebel. Those are kind of my keywords. Biblical influence, women of biblical influence was the keyword selection for Angel. But for me, that, you know, I'm not in the middle of that series. So I come over to this tool because I get stuck on headlines and I'm like, I don't know what to call it. I don't want to be misleading. I don't want to be gimmicky. I have no idea. And so this titlegenerator.com is a super cool free tool. So I'm going to say not like Jezebel and get the headlines. And it's going to suggest 700 different ways I could incorporate those keywords into a headline. All right, and so I'm not going to use it exactly like it pulls it up because it pulls up like some crazy things, right? Like 10 warning signs of your not like Jezebel demise, right? I mean, they're catchy, and that's really awesome. But I just am using it to jog my brain and help get to something else, something that's a little different than what Angel is using. So it's the same, it's not going to be exactly the same content, but so that the same idea is sent, my readers will know what they're opening. And as we're going through, let's see what looks interesting. So I'm just like reading. What did I settle on? Right, that was the way. So like, does not like Jezebel sometimes make you feel stupid. This is a really good site to get me laughing, which is awesome. I love laughing. Incredible, useful, not like Jezebel tips. Let's see, what else did we have? The top tips with not like Jezebel, improve or increase your not like Jezebel. Like they're selling some things here. Fixing not like Jezebel. 15 lessons about not like Jezebel. That's interesting. I might pull that one over and see what I come up with. And then, you know, it's just giving us ideas, right? Ideas, ways to improve, ways. Twitter destroyed my not like Jezebel. Woohoo, that's awesome. Avoid the top 10 mistakes by beginning not like Jezebel. Okay, I liked this one because it kind of goes with where I'm hitting. And let's see. Let's go to, all right, so then so I'll take the idea and then I use this co-schedule headline analyzer. And this kind of lets you know how Google is going to see your headline, okay? And you kind of drop it in. It's going to want you to like register, tell it who you are the first time you use it, and then anytime else you use it on a different computer. It doesn't send me emails or anything like that. It's free. There's obviously a pricing piece. You can use CoSchedule for a lot of things. But I just use this free piece, and I use it with every headline now because, so it's going to kind of rank your headline, and it uses like red light, yellow light, green light. So you know red light's not a good headline. It's not going to rank well for SEO. Yellow is better, but still not great. Green is where you kind of want to be, and that's going to be a score of 70 or higher. Okay, and so so it likes this. It said 73 is great. And then down here it's going to tell you why. So it has some common words. It has an uncommon word. It has no emotional words, but it has several power words. And so it's talking about grammar and like what's going to strike in the mind of your reader, which is what we want, right? We want things to kind of grab our readers' attention and draw them in. Okay, it's going to tell you, you know, what it liked, what it didn't like. It liked how many characters, it didn't like how wordy. And I'm going to go up and fix that because I don't want it to be too wordy. It's also going to tell you when a reader looks at this, what's going to pop out at them. Like, we're going to avoid the top, not like Jezebel. Interesting. Okay. It's going to tell you the keywords that it saw. So when Google is ranking you, when people are going in to search, you know, for something on Google, if somebody were to type in Jezebel's mistakes, this might pop in. If it doesn't give you the keywords you thought you were trying to rank for, you might go back and tweak it. And it tells you what kind of a sentiment did it have. Was it positive, negative, neutral, whatever? And then how is it going to pop in to Google's research, Google search results? Funny, that combines. And so, like, if it's super long, it's going to cut off. Okay, so you see here, if I were just kind of looking on Google, I would not see the word Jezebel, and so I would probably keep on scrolling if Jezebel is what I was looking for. Okay, so this is kind of an amazing free tool. It has really helped my organic reach. So people who are just going on to search for things and they find me on the web, and so I keep going with it. Now I'm going to tweak it because I'm not talking about 10 mistakes. I'm talking about 5. So let's change that. I also really like to, it's a very practical piece, so I'm going to say how to avoid. And let's get Jezebel further in. The top mistakes Jezebel made. All right, now this is going to be shorter. Shorter is going to help it rank higher, and it did. It hit 80 that time. Okay, so when I come down here, I see why, because how to triggers an emotional response for people, so they like that. All right, and it's a good length now. All right, now this is what I want people to see. And it still gave me my keywords. Not being like Jezebel or Jezebel's mistakes, it's fine, close enough for me. It lets people know what they're getting ready to open up. All right, then just for my sanity, because I'm not great at spelling and capitalization, I randomly capitalized the wrong words. I am going to use a site called Capitalize My Title and make sure that it is correct, and it did correct me. Saw it jump around there. All right, I'm going to take that Capitalize Title, go back over here. All right, and then edit the permalink. Okay, I did that, taking out any stop words, so to or the, we don't want those in our permalink. All right, now I am only going to share about 300 words of this. So I am going to start at the bottom and cut out big chunks. Now I want my readers to get the gist of it, but just teasing into it enough that they will click over and it'll send traffic to Angel's site. That is my goal. All right, so about 300 words. It could be less. I've done it where it's just like the first couple of paragraphs and then talking about the series. All right, let's see, we're at 400. I'm going to take out that. Let's see. About 300. Awesome. That'll be good. Okay, so I'm still going to tell them what it's about. We're going to leave all of this up here, and then I am going to give a blurb about Angel. So let's see. Today I am a guest at Angel Pen Spot, and I always forget the official name of her website, but that's cool because I have it open right here. Experience his freedom. Girl, you just rock that thing. I love your site. And then I can't type. Experience his freedom. All right, and I'm going to backlink to her site here to tell them where I am. Oh, hold on, and grab the whole thing. Copy, paste. I want it to open up in a new tab so they could hang out here if they want to. Where she is in a series about women of biblical influence. I'm also going to backlink to the series piece. Maybe I am. Let's see if I can remember what it's called, where she put it. It's going to be easy to find. Look at that. Easy to find. One of the reasons I love her site. All right, we're going to give her a shout out there about women of biblical influence. And I am loving this series myself. I know my readers have already been talking about it. So it's a good fit organically between both of us. And so she's a series about women of biblical influence. Finish reading. I'm going to give it the title she used here. Finish reading the 5 ways to be sure you're not like a Jezebel. And I'm going to link to it there. Open it up, get rid of that. All right, and I'm going to put in a read more button, which I just created in Canva a while back, so my people know they're being sent somewhere else to finish this article, and I always wanted to open somewhere in another tab. All right, and I am going to add graphics and all of that. I'm also going to make sure that I can throw in an opt-in here. Let's see. These 5 traits. Let's see. So I want the opt-in up here, and what are we going to say? Where are we going to put it? A lot to learn from her, even if it is what not to do. Here, hold on just a second. Opt-in is going to make. Okay, so we're going to see where we want to put our opt-in within the teaser. Okay, and it's important, even within a teaser post, you still want to opt in so that when readers find you, they know how to stay connected with you, because they're going to want to stay connected with you. You're awesome. Okay, now I use the same wording in general for my opt-ins. I figure once it works, I just repeat it. I don't want to reinvent the wheel. So I just opened up another post where I already have my opt-in and the language that I want there. Oh, here, and then I put it in the wrong place. Here, let's fix this. All right, so I usually have an image. I keep an image with it, although it doesn't have to be gigantic. And I am pushing my Facebook group. I love connecting within my Facebook group, but I always make sure I link back to my Facebook group in it, in my opt-in when I'm talking about marriage, because that's my Facebook group is about marriage. And all right, we're going to have it there. There's the opt-in. Let's make sure that didn't mess up my SEO. Okay, and so I've got my opt-in in there. I'm going to add an image. Read more. Be sure to keep up with all the great articles is my angel spot, and be encouraged as you are also a one of biblical influence. So I always try to make it about 500 words. So I'll go in and play with some more language I can add in. Probably here to kind of give a shout out to Angel. Actually, let's go ahead and do that. Let's see, Angel is, and then I'm going to go grab a bio from her site and plug that in. That'll probably give me 50 more words. I try to have like 300 words of the article and then 200 words that are original, just about what's going on, to keep my audience connected with the theme of what's happening. And then I'll pull in graphics and share it all across. But that is the gist of how to write a teaser post. Here, let me stop the share. And I know that that doesn't work for everyone's audience. That's cool. It works for mine. And I enjoy the backlinks, even if that article doesn't do amazing for my traffic initially. The backlinking is going to help my site ranking with Google. Okay, so that's kind of the, I don't know, the mechanics of how to make that work. Be sure if you have any other questions about it to drop it in the link below. I would love if you put a teaser, but it's not a requirement. And let me know if you are planning to do that and if you're not planning to do that. That way I can make sure that we are talking about other ways to promote the party, and it's going to be an awesome party, I have to say. So I'm usually on the like deep and hyper spiritual, I can't tell you how many times I get to like over the top on the hope side of marriage, like giving women hope. But for the summer and just for kind of the place where I am, I just thought, you know, let's focus on the joy side. Like, what is one thing that you all do as a couple, or that you would say you wish you were doing, or you're trying to think about how to do, that would help bring that joy element into your marriage? So that, you know, as Christians, I just believe like we should be having the most fun in our marriage. We just should. We have the Holy Spirit. We are connecting and doing the thing together, and it should not be like all of the dull and boring and we're just always so serious, and you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of fun. There's a lot of fun in marriage. I know my husband and I have a lot of fun together, and there's some things we do to just keep that going even when life is crazy. We can still have some joy. We can still, you know that even when it's hard, here's some things we can do to make sure that we are still connecting, that there is still that joy in our season, whatever season it is. So I'm super excited about the series. I want it to be a blessing to you as well. It's going to send traffic your way. I'm going to be promoting your pieces as they come up. And so my audience is going to see them. Other women's audiences are going to see them. And so it's going to be awesome. It'll be a lot of fun. There'll be some giveaways with it. I'm already reaching out to a lot of different sponsors in a different way, even because I want them to be fun things for your marriage. And still like trying to make sure to keep it PG, but even, you know, in that beyond PG way, that can be a way to bring a lot of joy to our marriage. And if you have things, several of you already told me you have a book, you have a course, you have this printable pack. I love it. I love it. Let's do that. And whoever is a part of the giveaway will have an extra piece, because the readers are going to go visit you on social media. They're going to check out your shop, that kind of thing. So there's more exposure there as well. As we work through all of the pieces getting ready for the series in July, if you have questions, just shoot me a message and let me know, because I don't mind if I know, and if I don't know, there are a lot of other seasoned bloggers in the group who may know and have that just that knowledge base to say, you know, here's how we do that, and let's make it work for the best of everything. So I will talk with you all later. You have a blessed day.